Hey, what's up, dudes and dudettes? Davo, what's
What's up?
up?
Not a whole lot. I'm ready to get down.
Darren, what's up, man? We haven't seen you in a
What's
while.
up? It's been a couple weeks,
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. We got Darren back with us.
moving and shaking.
Your boy Darren's been out of action for a little bit, so
He's been nursing a kidney stone.
Yeah.
welcome to the 3GCDudes podcast, extremely sleepy edition.
I've been suck pumping water on my basement since Friday.
Yeah, I think we even talked about that last week, man. That sucks.
Pretty tight.
So,
Actually, then that would be Thursday.
yeah, it's been a little bit. The saga continues with the basement, it sounds like. So welcome everybody to the podcast. We're hoping to break new ground here and rebound from a pretty bad listenership and viewership this past week. Not very good numbers, guys.
Oh well.
So let's see how we do this week. So I guess let's get right to it. Wanted to talk about a few different stories this week, right? So the first thing I think that's kind of big news as far as big gaming is considered. It sounds like Mass Effect has not made EA very happy. Mass Effect Andromeda. Tell us about that, Dave. What's going on there?
I don't know. They pretty much, in my opinion, they rushed the game. It's kind of their fault.
So their Mass Effect is going to be on hiatus. Most of the staff that worked on Andromeda from the BioWare Montreal studio have been moved to a different EA studio.
Yeah, I think they're working on Battlefront 2, like most of them.
Yeah, and that makes sense. That's going to be a huge title, but it doesn't sound like they were very happy with the results from Andromeda.
No.
I don't know. Is that reading too much into that? I mean, they are putting the game on hiatus, they've said.
They're pretty much doing what they did to Dead Space 3. Dead Space 3 didn't sell so well, and then that was all she wrote.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine if Mass Effect doesn't come back. I think it will. But
Oh yeah,
it'll probably be like Assassin's Creed, where they've taken a little bit of time to reboot it, try to put some new life into it.
Yeah.
So you finished Andromeda, right?
I sure did.
I don't know if we even talked about that. Darren, did you get into Andromeda yet?
No, I haven't bought it.
We talked
Yeah, I
about
haven't
it.
either.
I
probably won't.
said like, I don't know. You probably should. It's not that bad. It's all hyperbole, but it is honestly not treading anything new. It's just like, oh, I've done this. It's Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Like when we talked about last week, and you're like, so what's the story? And I was like, I don't know, because I was doing all the same shit. It's just lost.
Yeah, it's been on sale. You can pick it up pretty cheap now.
I'd say it's worth $20 when it gets to like that. It's the best playing Mass Effect. I'll be honest. I like Mass Effect a lot, but I don't think I have the love like everybody else does. I don't know. So the combat's a lot better in Andromeda than it has ever been in any other games, but I guess that's not what you go into Mass Effect for. But
Yeah, well, that's good. I know there was a big patch that came out recently for Andromeda. Did you check that out at all?
what was the patch supposed to do? Because I didn't notice anything different. Like the one that's supposed to fix all the animations, it all kind of still looked the same to me.
There was a new patch this week for Andromeda. I guess there was a glitch where you could romance two characters at the same time.
Yeah.
From the patch notes, it sounds like they fixed an issue that caused a single-player difficulty to affect multiplayer, which that sounds funny. Improvements to cinematic scenes. A lot of quality of life type stuff, it sounds like. Single-player balance improvements at higher difficulties. Increased number of autosaves allowed. That's smart. So just a lot of little things. So, it's just... God, it's a long list of things. There were a lot of PlayStation-specific fixes, too, for crashes.
They haven't fixed shit on the PC, then, because the PC version I dubbed the Dale Earnhardt edition because it crashes all the fucking time. Especially if you on my FX processor, it's just like you want to play. Even though it keeps saying DirectX error, maybe it's just my 970. I don't know, but it seriously will run for like 30 minutes, and then people are saying it was a memory leak. They think because maybe that's why it lasted longer on my other machine here because I have 16 gigs of RAM instead of 8 in there.
What resolution were you running it at?
4K.
So they also if it says improvements to display when running at different resolutions. So I don't know what that means, but so yeah, it's a long list. You could check it out. I imagine most of the people that were really going to play the game have already played it. So it's like I don't know. It's one of those patches where it's like, well, I guess it's good for whoever picks it up on sale. That a lot of these issues will be patched, but it's been out for a little bit now.
Since March.
Yeah, so most of the people that really picked it up, I think, are probably already frustrated with some of those issues. Just like with the animations, it's like you got to get that stuff right out the door. So people don't bitch and make a big deal about it, even if it's not a big deal.
Yeah, because it's not like the animations were good in the earlier games. But I get it's supposed to be a different generation.
It's a new game.
It looks good at most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, I'm still sort of sad that the Mass Effect series is a little bit tarnished from this, entry into the franchise. But
I think I tried to compare it to like how I was so butthurt over the Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah,
because it's just a bad movie. Period. It could have took Ghostbusters off it, but
so regardless, I've not seen it. Darren, did you ever see the Ghostbusters movie?
Yeah, we saw it in the theater. I didn't have like the same reaction that David did. I also don't have like.
I almost walked out.
I liked Ghostbusters 1, but it doesn't like hold as much. It's not as
But it's I think it's just a bad movie. Period. Like
So-
it's not funny. Like the jokes are just random. But
Well, I guess keeping it on topic somewhat.
That's
we
right.
don't we don't have to go through a full review of that movie. It's been out a while, but
yeah.
I
It
think
sucks.
but I think the point is that there's that similarity that it's a pretty well beloved franchise, and man, if you
Yeah,
make a entry that doesn't live up to what everybody remembers, it's not going to play out too well. Safe to say there's probably not going to be another Ghostbusters movie, and safe to say it's going to be a hot minute before they really put out another Mass Effect. Shit, could you guys imagine? Do you think that this is maybe the end of Mass Effect?
No, because they'll probably remaster the trilogy.
I think they should at least take their time.
Yeah.
They didn't show any of the game at all. Seriously, that's why I was like, that was before it even came out. I didn't really see any footage of it until
Nope.
like, I think it's definitely rushed.
Yeah. It's a long game. How many hours did you get out of it?
Over 20.
So that's a pretty decent. They spent a lot of money developing the game.
I'll be honest,
A
I didn't do a
long
lot of
play.
I didn't do a lot of side missions, so you could probably get more out of it. Sorry, Brad.
It's just kind of messed up to play a game that long and just be like, it is what it is. It's kind of mediocre. But that's a lot of time of your life playing game. 20 hours.
Yeah.
So they got to do a little bit better than that, I think.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm getting like that with every game that's open world because they need to stop. Because it's getting too like Nier doesn't need to be open world. I agree with Darren now. I'm just like, yep. Twiddle my thumbs while I run to the next mission.
Yeah.
Stop making open world games. I blame the fucking younger kids in Minecraft, assholes. I don't want to fucking build shit.
Yeah, it's so funny when you find people that like they make these games with so much content, and a lot of it's not very good quality. But and I always wonder, I'm like, who is the person that this is for? And I'm always surprised when you find people who are all about 100%ing certain games. Like my former boss, he's an attorney and he's a smart guy, but he's also a big nerd and likes comic book shit. Not a big gamer, but he loved the Batman Arkham series. And each one of those games, he would 100% them. Like that was all he played,
See,
So there's people like that for every, franchise, it seems.
Yeah.
That's like the game they play.
I think it's because I just played too many games, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
But that's the best part.
It is
that deep into any one of them.
What was that, Darren? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We played too many games to get that deep into any one of them.
Yeah, it could be. So that's Mass Effect. Any other thoughts on that, you guys? It's just kind of.
It's not the worst game in the world, but it could have been better.
Yeah, it's probably the last chance we'll have to talk about the Mass Effect series for quite a while. So,
I mean, it can't be any worse than 3, I guess. Which I didn't think 3 was all that bad, but whatever.
3 didn't bother me that much.
No,
I thought it was good.
There's this. People like the bitch coming from the guy who likes the bitch.
3 was a good game. It felt a little, maybe a little empty at times or something because you're so rushing towards the final. You're anxious to get to complete this big story, so it's hard to do the side quest shit. But,
like, this is gonna sound crazy. 1's my least favorite. I had to fight to get through that one. Like I had to make myself.
dude,
But that's the best one story wise. I can at least say that. But gameplay and everything, and the fucking ride in the elevators, and the fucking dumbass Mako, I'm good. I don't know if I'll ever replay the first one.
I tried to, and the Mako was just kicking my ass. I'm like the like one little pixel of the tire touched this lava shit, and it was like boom, 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 boom. Like you are dead. Game over. Boom, 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 boom.
I remember that.
The music
Like,
is longer now.
Like what the fuck, man? Like my tire touched some lava.
I'm laughing so hard because I remember all that, and I just remember like throwing my 360 controller across the room. Like, what's so good about this game?
Yeah.
But later on, yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I'll put it on a wish list, and
I'd say give it a shot in 3 years after the negativities.
it's always tough though because between now and whenever it becomes $20, it's going to be a shit ton of games to play, right? So you got to find time to play it.
Or you just don't play the new games, and then the older games that's where I'm getting to almost. Like I want to play Prey, and I'm like, I'll just wait.
I know. I feel like I should be up with games so we could talk about stuff on our podcast.
Well,
pay me.
Welcome to 3GCDudes. We talk about old games.
I've got 60 hours into Persona 5.
Yeah, and you probably got like 40 more before you finish.
Yeah, I'm like a little over halfway through. I'm in like August, and it goes until I think December. But yeah, that one's been saving me a lot of money. I'm past like the $1 per hour of enjoyment point here.
Well, so I don't think since you've been gone a little bit, a few weeks here for work and such, I don't think we really got your take on Persona, did we?
No, we need a Persona. I've got a little bit. Ben told me about it, but
I know nothing about it.
Do you know anything about the like previous games?
No.
So it's always like this group of teens.
very goth and emo.
They gotta like. It's always like adults are fucking up and the teens have to take care of it, and it's usually some pretty like mature themes. Like I think in Persona 3, like so you play these kids and they always have to jump into this other dimension, and in this other dimension they can summon these things called personas that they use to fight. And then the third game, in order to summon their personas, they shoot themselves in the head.
Use a gun.
And then, so in the fourth one, they jump into the TV to get into this other world. In the fifth one, it's an app. But like so far, it's been like some pretty mature themes. Like one of the first bosses is like, I'll spoil it. He's like,
That's fine.
physically abusing his volleyball kids, and then like sexually abusing girl students and stuff. So it's like
Jeez.
it's pretty heavy. So like so your crew like that you've amassed is so no one else is doing anything about it. So they take it on themselves to stop him. And what they do is they go and steal his heart, quote unquote, through this like dungeon. Basically, by stealing his heart, it causes him to change his ways and like confess all his crimes. So like they go and steal his heart, and then the next couple days he goes and confesses everything he's done. But they call them palaces, which are their dungeons. They're all themed around the kind of vice or the evil thing that the boss is holding within themselves. So his is like just a bunch of asses and tits on the wall. And like the boss is just like a really short penis.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
I just wish that the gameplay wasn't so archaic. But that's
I mean, it's like a turn-based, but it's
Yeah.
it's kind of interesting because there's a lot of systems in it, and I guess the cool thing is like it's kind of got like a Pokemon theme. So like all the personas you can collect and then like fuse them like to. There's like a place you can go called the Velvet Room. It's very like Twin Peaksy, but you go to this place called the Velvet Room where you can combine personas, and in order to combine them, they put them in guillotines and cut their heads off, and then out pops a new persona. So you've got this like mix match, collect them all sort of thing. You've got like a turn-based RPG, and there's mature themes, and then like some interesting systems as far as like how the world interacts with like weather, like rain or heat interacts on the world in interesting ways. So it's interesting. It's cool, but you really have to plan out how you're going to play through. I'll be honest, I'm following a guide that tells me everything that I need to do every day in order to max all of the what they call basically all your friendships. Like you see these characters' story arcs by raising like all of these values like perception and charm and XYZ. But if you don't do that, you can't see all of them through. And I don't really want to play the game twice. I don't have 240 hours to play it again. So I'm going to try to like this guide. You max it all out the first way through. So I'm going to get all of it up front.
You could always watch it on YouTube.
Or Twitch or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Well, so that's what I've done. So I've kind of like Mass Effect. There's a number of women you can romance in the game, and I've already turned one of them down because she's not my type. So I went on YouTube and watched her romance. Yeah, exactly. There's like 8 or 9 of them that you can choose from. One of them is the neighborhood doctor. One of them is your homeroom teacher. If you mind, you're in high school. So one of them is your homeroom teacher. One of them is an alcoholic reporter, and then there are others that are high school students. That's been interesting. Like reading articles about people's take on the sort of adult and young adult relationship. They never say how old he is, but he is in high school. He's a sophomore.
So he's a sophomore, yeah. Well,
a second year, as they call them, but
super sophomore.
No.
Well, that sounds like a lot to take in.
It's a heavy, and it's a lot to wrap your mind around. Like I've kind of gotten used to the systems now, but when you first start, it's a little bewildering. They hold your hand quite a bit through the first 10
dungeon?
hours or so. Yeah, basically up to the first dungeon. They don't let you do a whole lot, and then they kind of every so often they'll release a little bit of the game that you can do. You can't even leave your either school or your apartment very very regularly within the first couple hours. But also I forgot, there's a talking cat. You get a talking cat the first time you visit this other dimension, and it follows you back, and it really dominates your schedule. It tells you when to go to bed and when to do other stuff. So like a cat normally does, it likes to sleep a lot, so you end up going to bed pretty early.
And here's a plus: it's not open world.
Yeah, it's not open world, but
I'm probably gonna borrow it from Ben and give it a try.
give it a shot. It's not something I would be surprised that you would like, but give it a shot if Ben's gonna let you borrow it.
Huh. Well, right on. It sounds intriguing, actually. I mean, it sounds very different and something like sounds refreshing in a way. Kind of like Nier was so out there and different, So
if it had the combat of Nier, that would be awesome because it's got actual combat.
And it's a
PS4.
PS4.
Yeah, it's PS4 exclusive. It's on PS3 and PS4. I stopped playing Nier to play this, so I need to go back. But
Nier is really fun, but sometimes maybe it's because I'm on my second playthrough. I'm just like, maybe run over.
Yeah, I finished that first. I got you get the 3 endings or 4, whatever. I finished the first one, and then it was like, all right, let's start again. And I was like, because even though you see another avenue, you see it from a different perspective. I kind of slowed down on it.
And it's not as long. It's worth going back to. The boss fights are really fun and really hard.
The combat's great. It's the getting around that I don't like.
Yeah, because there's just I don't know. It does get fetchy. I think he does it on purpose though. He's like one of them. Like the guy directs it's definitely he thinks he's an artist, probably that type of.
Thinks he's an artist. Yeah, no, he's
I can't explain it. Like he definitely thinks games are too overly violent. So when he does make a game, he makes sure it's like the characters have a reason to be violent.
Yeah,
that type of thing.
Well, so in other news this week, we'll kind of talk a little bit of PC gaming, I guess you can call it. Second on our list to discuss, Davo, you sent out this article about there's a new Xbox Live update that will allow Xbox users to use keyboard and mouse input on the Xbox One. Is that correct?
That's what I read real quick.
Is this an update just for developers or is this for players?
I think it's for everyone. I don't know if it's in games or not. I just looked at it real quick.
Interesting. I'm looking at the article. This was announced at Microsoft Build, which is Microsoft's it's their specific convention, kind of like the Apple WWDC convention. So this is a Microsoft convention.
Yeah.
They announced it as part of the Xbox Live Creators Program, and it sounds like it's really meant to make it easier to have the cross-platform play between Xbox Live PC games and Xbox Live Xbox One games.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. That makes a lot of sense to me. I don't think this means that you're going to have people with mouse and keyboard on Call of Duty on Xbox One.
No, probably not.
But I think it's still cool. And I don't know. It's just funny. I really don't know what Microsoft's overall strategy is. You know what I mean?
I think they're going to just probably be like, well, I think their next console could just be a PC that runs Windows 10. And I don't know. I guess it kind of is that anyway. But
well, in other Microsoft news, they also released last week. They released the version of Windows 10, Windows 10s, and I wonder if something like that could be run on the Xbox at some point. Xbox or Windows 10s is a stripped down version of Windows. I think it's essentially the same software, but you're limited to only running apps from the Microsoft App Store and using the Edge browser, so you can't install, your traditional desktop apps. They say that it's catered towards competing with the Chromebooks, but I wonder if the Xbox could be something like that at some point. It already is, if you think about it. You can only install software through their store. You can't install Chrome or run Steam, so it's really similar. I don't know. Maybe the Scorpio is going to be a Windows 10 box. Maybe we're going to have some kind of rebranding, or I don't know. It's fascinating, though. I think what they're doing, it's kind of bold. Bold flavors running strong up there in Redmond, Washington. But and since we're on the subject, PC kind of information. I don't think there's anything too huge to this, but you also sent a link about nVidia and this. I think it's a Tesla processor or the Volta processor.
It's supposed to be the new architecture for their GPUs.
Well,
the 11 series, I'm sure, will have this tech architecture.
Well, when I just kind of read the headlines, and it sounded like it was a hardware that was developed more for like large server and processing information, and they pitched it as like an AI platform or something. So I don't know. Maybe you know more about this. What do you know? What's happening here related to gaming?
You know about as much as I do. This just came out the day. I mean, it doesn't really say much in the article. This talks about it. But I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be the next technology, because they have Maxwell, that was like the 900 series, and Pascal, which is the 10 series.
Yeah. So nVidia keeps innovating, There was also an article this past week about discussing, how much money nVidia may make off of the Nintendo Switch. They're talking about $300 million a year.
Yeah. Woo! AMD, man, pretty soon, I don't know, it's going to suck when it's just NVIDIA making GPUs. It's going to be like $1,000 for like their low-end stuff, probably.
Yeah, I mean, they won't... there will be a compromise, but yeah, I could see prices creeping up. I mean, they're already sort of high.
Yeah.
I don't know. They get away with the G-Sync stuff pretty easily because FreeSync's just not a thing so much. It exists, but so yeah, you could see the same thing happening. More proprietary. They've got more features. They're kind of killing it right now. AMD's stock price actually took a small hit. Not looking very good over there. People aren't too happy. They actually took a little bit of the market share from Intel for the first time. It's a pretty small amount. They're not a majority, but it's the first time they've gained any market share, it sounds like. But it wasn't enough to keep investors happy and traders happy, so their stock price went down. So I think with this NVIDIA announcement, it's just another example of them kind of leading the way. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Any issues, any upgrades in your guys' future? Any PC gaming news on your guys' mind?
No.
I need a new hard drive for this computer really bad. I finally uninstalled Gears of War 4. It was 120 gigs. That SSD was full.
It was hurting.
Yeah.
It was feeling it. I don't have anything major planned. I am still tempted to try to I want to build a Hackintosh, and I don't know. I tried to edit something in my BIOS today, and it was a pain in the ass to get it to launch through UEFI. And it's a 2012 motherboard. And my keyboard wouldn't work in the BIOS.
You probably need to get like an old one and hook it to the what's that connector, Darren?
PS2 connector.
Yeah. I have a bunch of them keyboards. I have like a few here that are old. If you need one.
I don't know if I do. But I was just going to play around and see if I could set my BIOS up for Hackintosh shit. But But you know, I was looking, and so I typed in the model number of my motherboard in Google, and it's one of those like boards that they specifically just built for gateway PC.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure it sucks. I mean, it doesn't even support the most current SATA, so my SSD doesn't even work at full speed. So that kind of sucks. So I don't know. It's really hard to beat Micro Center in some of these prices, man. Jesus Christ. They've got like an $80 discount on the 7th generation i5.
Nice.
They just like beat everybody on prices for processors.
That's where I got my i7 from.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, and then usually they've got like a bundle deal. If you buy it with a motherboard, you can save some on the motherboard too.
Yeah, they have a $30 discount. So that's great. So I'm very much tempted. Fire up that Micro Center credit application.
You would look really good in that motherboard.
RGB LEDs.
Oh, that too, but a 1080 Ti with the RGBs.
I'm probably going to continue to rock the 970. I don't know. Maybe I should just go all out.
I'm gonna go. I'm done.
Forgive me, master, this one time, but I must go all out.
I've got a 980 I can sell you for cheap.
Darren and his secondhand fucking hardware over here.
You still got that 980?
Yeah, I've been too lazy to sell it on Craigslist. I was thinking about update. I was holding on to it because I was thinking about maybe using it in a second build, but
Do it. Get a Ryzen processor. Somebody needs to get a Ryzen processor. Please. So Intel doesn't take over just the CPUs. Everything's gonna be so expensive.
Well, they have 4 1080 Ti's in stock at the Brentwood store.
oh.
$700.
For right now, that'll get you your 4K 60 frames at Ultra for right now.
I guess I'd be playing Witcher 3 in 4K.
You'd probably turn off the Hairworks and it'd be great.
Stupid Hairworks.
Dude, it's not even worth it. I didn't play with it.
Doesn't even work.
I thought it looked dumb when I turned it on. Like I turned a bunch of other settings down and turned on Hairworks. I'm like, cool.
Yes, I'm actually
ponytail looks different.
Yeah, it bounces weird.
Got some physics to his ponytail now.
I'm actually finding myself turning more settings down now so I can get frame rates closer to 100 when I play on this monitor.
Yeah, I think that would be an awesome setup. Instead of having a 4K monitor, I think the ideal for your desktop gaming is like 1440 with a high refresh rate. I think that would be awesome. And then, if you want to do 4K and have something that looks really pretty, run it on your television. It's a single player game.
What I've been doing with Far Cry Primal. I've been using that Moonlight streaming to do it with my 980 Ti and play it in 4K. And I just use the same settings. So at 1440p, it gets over 100 frames. And at 4K, it's about 50-ish. So it's a big cut. And it's still at high and very high settings. It's a mix. It still looks good. I can't even tell the difference.
Time to fire up that credit card.
No, I'm good. I wouldn't mind having a long HDMI that I keep reading so I'll find an HDMI is it supports 4K 60 hertz, chroma space 444. And then every review is every time I read the reviews is yeah, it doesn't work.
Have you checked out the Amazon Basics?
Yeah, that's what some of them I was reading. And then I'm also not going to pay $40 for a 25-foot HDMI cord to even find out if the better ones, the ones that cost more work. I don't know. I guess
I'd be surprised that the Amazon Basic doesn't work because they're pretty reliable since it's an Amazon product.
Let's say supports Ethernet, 3D, 4K video, audio return channel. Let's look at these reviews.
It's just 25 feet so long, it starts losing bandwidth. My HDMI I have now hooked to my PC, it will like flicker because it's losing bandwidth, and I'm like, this is only 6 feet long. What the fuck?
I think you need to buy one of those monster cables. That's the issue.
Yeah. I need that $1,000 HDMI cable Linus reviewed like a year ago.
So funny. I think we all know somebody who bought those types of cables for their music equipment.
My dad did.
Monster cables, everybody. They
I mean,
had a lifetime warranty. Kevin's broke all the time, and he'd just go trade it in.
I feel like didn't Nick, which he's probably listening, didn't he buy some crazy expensive cables?
I don't know.
I thought so. I was like, well, good for you, man. I hope hope it's all worth it. 'Cause, man, they got some high prices on some of that stuff. It's funny, but of course with music equipment it's a little different, But
Works perfectly. Tested UHD 40, 30, 60 hertz, 444 plus HDR.
At 25 feet, though, it'll probably be fine at 6 feet. But
Well, at 25 feet, you're probably going to need a repeater. It's pretty long.
why haven't you just looked at that for a repeater?
I don't know. I should just talk to Darren. Darren knows things.
I feel like you should just fucking hoof your computer into the living room.
I'm so lazy.
Well, so I think that's about it. I didn't have any other thoughts on any PC gaming news this week. Moving back over to consoles, we mentioned that the Nintendo Switch, man, it's just killing it. All of the signs are just positive.
I still haven't seen one in a shop.
Yeah, still very much in demand. I've looked just randomly, just out of curiosity, haven't seen one. So they're not just sitting on shelves; they're flying off, and they're selling, a lot of them. They're not just; it's not a shortage. I know I saw an article this week that EA was reconsidering their stance on developing games for it. So
they're like, we can make money. What the fuck we doing? See you. Peace out, Mass Effect.
Do you think they hate money? Yeah.
Yeah. There was a weird article that most people have never heard of the PS4 or Project Scorpio. Is that surprising to you guys?
Nope.
Oh, the Pro? No, I don't think so.
I don't think it's that surprising.
You got to be pretty plugged in. Or I mean, that's what kind of tripped up Nintendo with the Wii U, is that people didn't understand that the Wii U was another console.
It seems like the Wii U didn't exist, and now they think Switch is like the new console or something. Now it's the successor after the Wii. Like it does.
That's why Xbox wouldn't call the 360 the Xbox 2, because the number would be less than the PlayStation 3, and people would draw conclusions from that.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense people don't know about the Project Scorpio, generally speaking, because that's just the dev name,
Yeah.
After E3, once they start firing up the PR machine,
now
people will know about it. Pro's a little different.
I mean, Pro's, they've spun up the Pro PR machine around that too. Like there were all kinds of commercials. I remember after the Pro launched.
I saw somebody at Walmart thinking the Xbox One S can do 4K gaming, and I had to shatter his world. And I was like, the PlayStation 4 Pro kind of does it.
Breaking hearts at Walmart.
Yeah, I was just like, sorry to tell you, dude, you might want to wait for the Project Scorpio. Or just play it anyway. I don't know. I played Gears of War 4 on my Xbox One. I was surprised it looked good on my 4K TV.
Maybe I'll become a Sony trader and trade in both of my consoles for the Scorpio.
You already have a Scorpio. It's called your computer.
It's called my nVidia 970 that I bought 2 years or whatever ago. Well, not quite, but it's not far off.
It has been 2 years, pretty sure.
Yeah, the 970 is not quite a 4K beast, but I'm not sure the Scorpio will be.
It can if you want to play at 30 and at medium and high settings, which is what the Scorpio will probably be doing.
And you know what? Honestly, most GameStop going gamers will be totally thrilled with that,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not far off from the PS4 Pro, and I enjoy playing that at 4K.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
That checkerboard 4K.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. When it comes to TVs, you're sitting further from it anyway. You're not gonna really notice. That's why I'm like, sometimes I'm just like, I'll just throw this in 1440p and it looks good because you're sitting so far away.
Yeah, I noticed watching videos, television and stuff.
Now, if you get
Netflix.
close to your TV, it looks like smudgy doo doo. Like if it's like not native. So long as you don't sit close to your TV like I used to do in my parents' basement with that big ass TV, you should be good.
You were like 2 feet from that TV. And
God damn.
Your basement was like 5 feet wide.
And that was like 720p. I probably saw every Jaggy.
And speaking of GameStop moving things along, there was a story this week that an 11-year-old boy bought a used copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 and had a bag of meth in the box. That's, I guess, quite a value. It's a deal, right?
Yeah.
Did he smoke it? And then play GTA for like a week straight?
I've still never played GTA. Maybe that's what I need.
Yeah.
Need a bag of meth.
You should get the PC version and a bag of meth.
Yeah. I don't know. GameStop's so funny. It's kind of sometimes GameStop feels like it draws a shady crowd.
Last time I went to a GameStop, there was like a mom and a little kid arguing.
I traded in a game at GameStop not that long ago, and they made me give them my thumbprint.
Wow.
It's like, fuck, man, that's kind of wild.
What was you buying?
I just was trading in a game.
Oh, I think they do that now. They've been doing that for a while.
Yes, because of theft.
Yep.
They probably get a lot of stolen property.
Yep. They've been doing that for a few years now. I remember reading about that.
It's weird. Amazon doesn't require that shit.
Oh, Amazon.
Yeah. I know I saw also that people were pissed that I think they bought the Nintendo Switch from Target and it would come with shampoo bottles inside instead of the console.
Dude, was it a few years ago somebody bought, was it a PS4 or an Xbox One, and they opened the box up and it was just rocks where the console should be.
It says, yeah, there's a link here. It says, man buys PlayStation 4 from Walmart, says he got 2 bags of rocks. Or even better, boy opens Christmas PlayStation 4, finds a block of wood with a dick on it.
Is that real?
Yeah, it's from an old Kotaku story.
That's funny. Speaking of dicks, where's that shirt at? I'm gonna put that on the old wall.
It's upstairs.
Oh, hey.
Oh, it came in?
Yeah, it's weird.
You need to model it.
Man finds ecstasy in used copy of Grand Theft Auto. People love putting drugs in Grand Theft Auto.
Well, what? Yeah,
That makes sense.
That seems like it's pretty on the nose, though.
it's Rockstar doing it. They're doing it. They're taking all their games back, selling the GameStop. Here's drugs in them.
I like the piece of wood kind of looks like a PS4, though. It's got the line down the middle.
Good old GameStop. Good old Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I can imagine at any given point in time there's a parent having an argument with the child in a GameStop.
Dude, and he was being a little fucking ass. I was like, I'm just over there like, whip his ass, take him out, just drag him by his collar and be like, he was really being, get you a job. I don't know.
Games are expensive.
And sadly, I was probably the same way I was younger. Get out of here, cat. Fuck.
Well, so Dave, I'm guessing you're probably pretty sad with the Hitman news.
Dude, that new Hitman was pretty tight.
Tell us what the news is.
Well, Square Enix is trying to sell off the developer? Or is it no? Actually, I think
they walked away. They walked away from IO.
Did they make anything else besides Hitman?
What did they? They They've had to.
Like Tomb Raider, right? Or at least they had in the past.
They said what?
I think that
Tomb
was
Raider.
just Square. I don't know.
It seems like they have done Tomb Raider. I don't know. I guess I could look. I have a computer. Man, 2016. I still actually haven't finished the last episode, but man, that game. The Christmas thing, this the Christmas hit they had where you could kill the two guys from Home Alone. I can't remember the Wet Bandits.
Yeah.
The Wet
That was-
Bandits, yeah.
It was I played that over and over, killing them. They've
Yeah.
done the Hitman games and the Kane and Lynch games.
Kane and Lynch, those were some
They're-
thuds.
Them were some fun games that I'm lying. I don't know. They did a game called Mini Ninjas. I'm sure you remember that, Hot Jam. I think you could play that on your phone now.
Which one?
Mini Ninjas? No.
Not familiar with it.
I could have swore it was a Connect game or something. I don't know. It don't matter.
Well, yeah, I played the first episode, and I think I played the Christmas episode too. I didn't buy the full game though, so I'm one of those people that is partially responsible. I liked it, but didn't buy it.
Thanks, Brad.
Sorry, dude.
You ruin everything. Won't buy a fucking 1080 Ti and let me enjoy it from a distance.
I think I'll go ahead and buy a 1080 Ti.
Do it right now. Do it.
Add it to my cart. The only ones at Micro Center are the Founders Edition.
Oh, well.
You're gonna need
I've
that
heard
loan.
I heard they're better than the 900 series, maybe a little bit. But yeah, if you like hair dryers, you can maybe get used to it.
And here's one that's not a Founders Edition, but the reviews are not very good.
What is it?
It's an MSI.
Oh, MSI is good cards, though. I don't know.
The Newegg review said it was really loud and the cooling profile was not very good. God damn, it's $830 on Amazon.
Hell yeah.
It's $700 at Micro Center.
Or you could just wait till the 1170 comes out, and it'll probably be just as good, and then you can pay like $300 for it.
It's the story of PC gaming. You can always just wait a year.
And it will be a year, I'm sure.
Just wait.
Or buy the 1180.
Yeah.
But then you could wait for the 1280.
That's what I'm saying.
Davo, what are you eating?
Chicken.
There's
I
a
should probably stop eating it while we're doing this, but I'm starving.
Well, we're going to wrap up soon. We're not going to go too much longer. I think that was about all of the stories to cover. Did we miss anything this week of any big gaming stories?
Well, Assassin's Creed and Far Cry. Well, I don't think Far Cry's leaked. It's just a rumor. But Assassin's Creed leaked, and it's supposed to take place in Egypt. Which is I was like, that sounds cool. Then, supposedly, the naval, battling us back. And then I was like, well, you drew me out. I'm good.
Yeah,
I like that stuff.
All right, then they ask him to make you a pirate simulator. I don't want to be a fucking captain on a ship.
I'm down with that. I like that stuff.
I had to use Cheat Engine to get past Rogue through the stupid. It's because it's grindy. I don't want to grind. Build up your boat. No, I see these blades. I want to stick these in people's fucking faces.
Well, I'm glad that that's where they really fucked up so many years ago. After the Enzo series of games, it's then they did Assassin's Creed 3. That was the American Revolution.
That was a cool setting too.
It was a cool setting. It didn't
I liked it better than 2. I don't like the Enzo ones. I didn't like that character. He got on my nerves.
I wasn't in love with the setting, but I liked a lot of the gameplay, and they kept adding mechanics and stuff that I thought was really cool.
I'm the odd one. I like 1, and I actually like Unity.
I liked them all the way up until 3, and 3 was the first one that I didn't get right at release. And when I did finally play it, it felt a little off, because of the wilderness and stuff, and it was fine. It was okay, but it felt like something was a little rushed about it, you know. And then Black Flag. I didn't play that at release either, but when I did play it, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more as not an Assassin's Creed game. And then Unity, I installed on my computer, and then within 20 minutes, I was like, you know what? I don't even fucking care about this. Like, this is stupid. Why did I buy this? Like, I thought the graphics looked shitty.
That's why I think it's crazy, because I played it on the PS4 and I thought the graphics looked good.
Maybe I should reinstall it. Fire
Probably.
up the Uplay or Uplay.
Because that's got like some like demanding lighting that like a lot of games don't, you know, they bake a lot of their lighting and stuff like that.
I just felt like, here we go again. There's some contrived bullshit, and I'm in some random time period that doesn't matter. It was mainly for me. I got into the Desmond story.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb how they ended that in 3.
Yeah. So it's like, well, this is pretty much dead to me now. So I have no clue what's going on in that series, and I don't know if I care.
I don't think they do either.
Yeah. So, I mean, they had so many options, and then they would explore some of those other settings, but they would do it in the smaller games, you know? Like, didn't they have the one where it was in New Orleans?
Like a PSP game or something? Like
Yeah,
a Vita game?
Yeah, they had one of those, and then they had, I don't even know what it was called. It was on my wish list.
Rogue was the one where you actually play as somebody who was in the Assassins, and he went to he's a turncoat. He went to the Templars. The Templars.
Templars.
Them Templars, man.
Yeah.
Because really, later on in the games, it's actually starting to make like the assassins look more like the bad people, the bad guys. Which is funny to me.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, any other thoughts, Darren? We haven't heard from you in a while.
No, I didn't play Assassin. I played Assassin's Creed 2 a lot. I did everything in that game, but none of the other ones really stuck with me.
That was his everything game.
But yep.
Like
I collected all those stupid fucking feathers. Like all the feathers. You get a cape that makes everybody hate you.
Yeah.
The combat in that game isn't great. Why do I want that?
That worth the hours of your life.
No, not after that. I was like, fuck that. I'm done.
Fallout 3 was my game like that. I did just about everything in that. I'm pretty sure I have over 200 hours in that.
Yeah, me too. I played that a lot.
Played the DLC stuff for that.
Yeah, that was the one game where I bought all of the DLC.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That game.
All right. Well, guys, we'll catch you next week. Be sure to thumbs up the video if you like it and subscribe. And we'll catch you next week.
See ya.
Peace.
See ya.